Are you excited about the sole?
Yeah.
Are you excited?
As long as
Which song?
as long as we get a nice color,
Yeah, that's the
an
thing.
exciting color.
So there's a really nice kind of yellowy, greeny colour, but I don't think you can get it in this country. But it's beautiful.
So we're gonna get just a boring.
I think it's either going to be white with a red roof, or it's going to be all blue.
Blue I like.
Yeah, but it's not the nice blue that you like. I think
Why?
it's kind of a dark blue.
I like that blue.
Okay, but I think it's going to be one of them anyway.
As long as it's not white or grey or black. It looks a bit like those cars that take coffins, funeral cars.
Go forward.
We're not going to.
McDonald's.
No, keep going forward.
We're not getting McDonald's.
Yes.
Keep going forward.
We're not getting McDonald's. Disgusting.
Go forward until you come to McDonald's.
Yeah, you want an unhappy meal?
Yes.
I don't. Oh, it's going to be black with a red roof.
No. We are now at the Kia shop thing. If this is the Soul EV, is it? I think so. Oh yeah, there's written Soul. This is a nice car. I like the shape much better than the Niro. Soul EV. Nice, I really like it. Let's see the front. Yeah, beautiful. Really like it. I love this color as well. These are ugly cars, normal ugly cars. And this is beautiful. Yeah, I really like it. Ah, there's the Niro there. As you can see, I think... Ah, wait, I'm wearing a mask, that maybe you can't hear me. It looks a bit more sporty, I would say. Is this the Niro? Yeah, Niro. It's a hint. Yeah, so it looks a bit more sporty. While I like cars that look like little boxes. The less streamlined the car is, the more I like it. So the longer it is, the less I like it. And that's why I really like this Soul EV, because it's all boxy and square. Yeah, I think it's much better looking than the Niro.
Do you like this colour then?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but we're not gonna get this, right?
No.
There's a smiley face on the window.
Yeah, there we go. So we've got black one.
Really?
Yeah, it's my
Vabbè. See, the black one is much uglier. In fact, it looks a bit like those cars that take coffins, funeral cars.
Yes.
No?
It does a bit,
Yeah, maybe it's not very good in that color. Okay. Shall we go?
Yes.
Che pensi? Ah, it's much smaller than the Niro. Tieni, prendilo tu ora. So, same system to go forward.
How short are your legs, Danny?
Why are you laughing?
Because of the amount of adjustments Mama has to make.
Okay. It feels a bit bit smaller. But I think, I don't know, I can't describe it. I feel again more on the road, more forward.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's see. How do you turn this on? Start. Same thing here. Let's turn off.
Here.
Yeah,
Yes,
it should be the same as the Niro,
There's
really.
another icon here that I don't know. Two cars, one next to each other, and a little noise.
That's blind spot. That's blind spot monitoring. So that'll
Kia
beep.
e-Niro doesn't have that.
Ours doesn't, but the new one does.
Bene, same system to go. Questo che è? It's here.
Yeah,
with
it's
a-
the parking brake,
different.
Everything else here, I think, is much the same. Obviously,
Bello, this is bello.
yeah. So the new Niro has that widescreen. It also has mood lighting, but I've no idea what the point of that is and how you do it.
Andiamo?
Vabbè, so you should find that the car drives much the same as the Niro, really, because it's actually the same car underneath, pretty much.
Yeah, it does. I think I'm higher. I'm higher than the Niro,
Okay.
but also I'm also more forward. Otherwise, I think it's the same. Speed there, speed there.
Yeah, so everything about it, so top speed is the same, the acceleration is slightly less, so it's not quite as nippy, but only by 0.1 second or something like that. In terms of leg room, it feels very similar to the Niro. I feel maybe it's slightly more claustrophobic feeling in the front.
No, I don't get that.
No?
In fact, I think I have less space. But because I'm higher anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, because in theory you should have more space. As I say, it's taller.
Yeah, I'm higher.
What, smell of diesel?
Yeah. This is going to be a boring review. Because these two cars, they seem the same.
Yeah.
And
I know.
also, I have fun making fun of Tesla. But this one I like.
Apart from the
So
colour.
it's not as fun. No, the color is really unfortunate.
In terms of the design in here, I mean, it's a bit more modern, I suppose, than the Niro, but
Yeah, I like it better.
it's got this kind of round bit here. Although actually, I think the new Niro I prefer. The new Niro is a bit flatter and more modern looking, I think. But this is quite funky.
I like that I'm so high.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then it just feels a bit more fun. Not as serious as Niro.
Yeah. Yeah, it is funky. I mean, you've got all these funky kind of designs on here, and it is funky. I'm going to end up saying funky about 100 times on this video, I think. So the camera at the back kind of looks much the same as the Niro.
Shall I just leave it here?
Oh yeah, okay. God, it's so ugly with the building going on.
Che dici? Now I'm gonna sit in the back. What is this ugly thing?
Well, the handle,
It's unnecessary, this design.
you don't like it?
No. Probably the same as the Niro.
Really? It looks much smaller to me.
Maybe a bit smaller. Well, because you go so backwards with your seat as well.
Yeah, that's true.
But look at that one, there's a lot of space.
I'll come around that side, yeah. Yeah, there's actually loads of room, isn't there, in front of your seat?
Ah, and there's a nice charger at the back.
There it is, yeah.
Yeah, looks nice. But this is so ugly. What is it? What is it meant to be? Like a crocodile skin. I'm not sure what's the point of this.
Would you say it looks like crocodile skin?
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be funky.
I don't like it.
No.
Oh yeah, it's nice. Ah, does it have the cup?
No, the cup holder in the middle. Doesn't look like it does, huh?
No, it doesn't.
No. Ah, but look at these though. Look at these.
Ah, yeah.
They look a bit better, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it still comes up. It's still kind of fixed,
nicer.
but it's
I like that you can put them in there. Vabbè.
So let's take out my bags.
It's quite small. That's a problem.
Please forgive the sound of the engines. We used to live in the country. We lived in the country for 6 months. Now we're back to the city. So that's what we get. And the smell isn't great as well. Anyway, okay. Let's look in the boot of the Soul EV. From there, it doesn't look very big, so let's get closer. So first of all, let's take out this little parcel shelf. And we'll take out this protective mat. And you can see that bloody hell. So as you can see, this is the boot. You've got 4 tether hooks on the bottom and there as well. And the size is actually, it's not too bad really. You've got 106 centimeters across. You've got a depth of 66. And you've got right up to the top, you've got you've got a rubbish tape measure, that's what you've got. Up to the top you've got about 76. But then you can take this out. And there you've got quite a bit more room. You've obviously got your Type 2 charging lead and your granny cable, your normal one. And this bit comes out, and that goes down quite low. So with taking that out, you have quite a lot of extra height. So right up to the top you've got about 113 centimeters. Now it's not perfectly flat at the bottom, it is indented, there's a bit of a curve. But I reckon you can get quite a lot in there. But that's still quite a lot of space. And it's arguably a more usable space than the e-Niro, because the e-Niro has kind of, when you take away the floor, you have more kind of compartments on either side, whereas this is just pretty flat and dips down. So it's pretty usable space really. So the back seats don't feel like they go down quite as much as the Niro, but that might just be my imagination. But so you've got a little bit of a slant up there, but it's not too bad. But let's see what the length is like now. My seat, the passenger seat here, is quite far back, so I'm going to do it from there first. So you've got 147 centimeters, and from the driver's side, which is quite far forward, you've got 161, about 161. It's actually a bit more usable than I was expecting. Okay, so once in the back, it's a comfortable place to be, I think. Feels much the same as the Niro. I would say the seats feel lower down, perhaps. They feel a bit lower down, I'm not sure though. But yeah, I mean, I can put my feet forward quite well. They're still, and my legs are still quite well supported here. In terms of head height, I've got 2 fists, I would say. Seems pretty good. But then it is a taller car than the e-Niro. I keep comparing it to the e-Niro because really it's practically the same car, just with a different body shape. Okay, well let's try this side then here. Now, this is with my seat. I've got quite long legs. This is with my seat almost as far back as it'll go. And again, it's not too bad. My legs don't feel massively supported at the bottom, but it's still pretty comfortable. Some people say that it's not like a family car, this, but I think it's a pretty comfortable family car. And I'd be pretty happy in the back here. Not that dissimilar to the e-Niro, really. And remember, I was in the back a lot for the e-Niro driving to Italy and back. So I know what it's like going in that and long distances, and this feels much the same to me. Perhaps a bit smaller, because it must be a little bit smaller, but not an enormous amount. Yeah, I like it. The door bins, they really get one small bottle of water or something in there and nothing else. You've got a little hook over here for hanging your suits or whatever people do with those hooks. And you've got the handles here if the driver's going too fast. A seat back pocket on the passenger side, weirdly not on the driver's side. And is there anything more to say? No.
Baby!
Io voglio andare qua.
Che bello per baby! No, non jumpala. Baby, non jump.
Io voglio essere qua nel parco.
No, non puoi, tu devi essere legata.
Well done. Okay, this is what you don't have in any spec of the Niro. You've got the HUD, the heads-up display. And there it pops up. You can see quite clearly from here what your speed is. Flaviana didn't see that on the way here. I forgot to show that, so I'll show it to her later because I think she'll probably love that. Okay, press the button that says HUD on the right. Okay, now that's going to show your speed.
Oh, I love that. That's so cool. It's unbelievable. That's the future. Huh?
Yeah, you don't get it in the Niro.
Brilliant.
Put the seatbelt on, isn't it? Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? That's what a lot of people say the Model 3 should have.
Yeah. That's so cool. There was apparently some buttons that made farts, you know, happen when you sit down and things like that.
Yeah, in the Tesla, Piccola, the Tesla has fart mode. Everyone that has a Tesla, that's the first thing they do is they show fart mode, and I forgot to. And all the comments said, "Oh, Mrs. EV, she's so classy." She's so classy.
I'm not classy at all.
You would have liked fart mode, wouldn't you, Piccola? Yeah, okay. Next time. We'll do it next time. This doesn't have fart mode, obviously.
It's missing out.
It's missing out, yeah. But it does have that fancy HUD. Are you enjoying that then, darling? You're not even looking at it, are you?
No, I wasn't looking at it.
How quick are you going?
I'm going 41.
How you see?
And the speed limit is now 39 instead of 40. It's weird. See, it says 39.
So let's have a little walk around it. The side view is probably going to be the most divisive. It's it's clearly very boxy. I don't think black is probably the best colour for it, because it's a funky looking car, I think, but the black doesn't really do it justice. But let's move round to the back. A lot of people really have a problem with its back. I think it looks kind of cool. You got the light running all the way around. And I think it looks quite funky. So I have no problem with the back. And this kind of 3/4 view kind of looks quite cool, I think. This is the two-tone black and red, obviously, as you can see. So you've got these nice red highlights, well, red roof, in fact, at the top. And on the top of the wing mirrors as well. But as I said, I mean, the colour doesn't do it for me really. I prefer the bright yellowy green one. The alloys have this kind of funky effect, and this is inside the car as well. So if we open there, you can see that sort of effect follows through there. Inside, it's very much like the e-Niro, and I'll show you that later. So yeah, the word I would keep saying is funky. The best view, I think, is the front view, and that looks like something out of Star Wars. It looks like a stormtrooper helmet or something, I think. I really love that. You've got your charging flap in the front, and to open that you need to just make sure the car is unlocked. And there you've got your Type 2 and your CCS. The charging speed goes up to 77 kilowatts, so it's the same as the e-Niro. That takes you about 44 minutes to 80% if you're on a rapid charger like an Ionity one. If you can actually get that speed. So yeah, I really like the design of it.
I don't like that it is black and red.
But, okay, forget the colour though. Do you like the shape? What do you think of the shape, Piglet?
But I don't want to talk. I just want to walk.
Okay. The shape.
I think it's nice. A bit too pointy at the back. The edge should just go a bit more right to make it look a bit more normal.
It would look less distinctive though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, I like that it's boxy. But I know that earlier I said I preferred the Niro. I preferred this. Well, you didn't hear me because I was filming on my own.
Oh, okay.
I said I prefer this. But I actually prefer the Niro's shape.
Oh, okay.
It just looks a bit better. Yeah. The front is nice. The back is nice. The side, I'm not convinced.
Okay, so what's it like inside the Soul EV then? Well, this is very difficult for me because actually I'm used to driving the Niro, and this is pretty similar really. A lot of scratchy piano black around here on the steering wheel, around the center console here, and the gear change there. Bit of piano black here as well. You've got nice sort of stitched soft leatherish kind of stuff here. So here you've got your steering wheel with the scratchy piano black there. I'm really not a fan of that. There you've got your voice control. Oh, yes, hello.
Sorry, please repeat your last command.
Play the radio.
Radio.
Okay, well that works. Over here you've got your menus on there, and that goes up and down through the menus. That's for setting your speed limit and your cruise control and all of that. I mean, that's standard kind of car stuff, isn't it? I mean, that's in everything. Over here you've got your paddles for setting your regen, which you can't actually see at the moment because I'm not in drive, but yeah, again just like the Niro, that is. So let's look at the buttons down here. So what have we got? We've got vest, that's the thing that turns the sound on and off when you're going at low speeds. That there is your traction control, which most of the time you would just leave on. That's the HUD, which is my favourite thing, I think. Lane keep assist, which can be extremely annoying, or it can be really great depending on your point of view.
Oh no, forgot to disable the stupid line.
Really great on the motorway. That's your blind spot monitoring, which is fantastic, and you can see it's enabled by default. On the side you can press that to bring in your side mirrors, which I use all the time actually in the Niro. I love that. Lock and unlock all the doors, of course. All this is standard stuff, really. This widescreen display is fantastic. It's actually very responsive. So you can zoom through left and right there. You can see that you've got this bit on the right that always shows your battery percentage and range, which is fantastic because that's one of the things that really bugs me on the e-Niro, at least on my e-Niro, which is the first edition. The new ones have the same sort of thing as this as well. You can click that, you get your map and all these different stuff that like charge management, which of course you have on pretty much every car I think now, every EV, sorry. Eco driving, fuel economy, search stations, so we can find the stations that are near to us. The problem is, you see, I mean, this is a new car and there are so many more stations close to us. I mean, in Canterbury itself, it's just telling us to go here, Military Road, this one at the top. And then the next one in Sandwich, which is 11 miles away, which is ridiculous because I know for a fact that there are loads, maybe not this bit, but there are loads of chargers in Canterbury. All around here, loads of them in car parks. So that's just rubbish. Don't rely on that. Possible that if I connect to Wi-Fi, then it would update it, but really this is always connected. The Soul is always connected because you've got UVO. You can use the UVO app on this. So really that should be updated with all the new ones. So it's not a very Tesla experience there, is it? But you've got your media, your setup, your changing. You can change. I mean, it is nice to have knobs and things, isn't it, to change? So let's go to smooth country. Okay, that didn't sound very country. Oh, okay. So let's change that, smooth country, and then press, you get it. Oh, I like the hat. Okay, very good. So let's look down here. You've got the air conditioning, nice knobs on here. So that's on AC. Let's put that. Let's turn that off. Otherwise, it's too annoying. Good that you can set it to driver only. You can do that in the Niro as well. So it means you're not wasting any energy blowing air over here when you don't need it. Heat, front, rear, demisting, and all that sort of stuff. Circulation of the, all that stuff. I'm not going to bore you with that. Okay, you've got wireless charging here. You've got your 12 volt if you like to use that. You've got two USBs. That one's for power, that one's for your CarPlay or Android Auto. And you've got all the usual stuff, your start-stop button and heated seats. Only 2 levels of heat on here. It's 3 on the Niro, I don't know why there's a difference. Heated steering wheel, parking sensor you can turn on and off. Drive mode, let's change the drive mode. You can see the range changing as I do that. So what are we on now? Sport mode. If you hold down, you go to Eco Plus, which gives you a speed limit, and it turns off your aircon and things like that. And then there's auto hold as well. If I like creep, that's also called creep. So when you put it, when you go into drive, it will just start moving forward. If you have auto hold on, it won't. That's your parking brake. You've got your cup holders there with little bits that go in. You've got this little thing for storing pens. We all need to store pens, of course. And you've got quite a deep bit in there with gloves and some hand wash. Here you've got an SOS button, and I need to find out what that does. In fact, it's kind of covered up. Ah, right. So you do that. All right. And then your lights, your sunglass holders, your vanity mirror. Hello. Oop, and up here you've got lights. Now, it would be nice, of course, if it had a sunroof, but you know it doesn't, and neither does my Niro either. You're not going to get a massive amount of stuff really in the door pockets here. You get a small bottle and not sure what else really, but yeah, not much. Let's check the glove box. Certainly room enough for gloves and the enormous manual. Comfortable seats, they're the same feeling as the Niro, I think. Perhaps a bit softer, maybe a bit softer, but yeah, they're comfortable. You've got all the different seat controls that you have in the Niro, so you've got the lumbar support, and you can go up, down, back, forwards on the driver's side. There's no memory though, so you can't set that, unfortunately. Not at all in the Soul EV, but you can in the 4 Plus trim of the Niro, which comes out in November in the UK. Let's see what CarPlay looks like on a nice display. And it looks, as expected, it looks much nicer.
Okay, I think that this display is too forward.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. While the Niro's display is kind of maybe a bit tilted back and a bit more backward, I really struggle to look at this when I'm driving. The Niro is much easier to look at. I think it's a bit...
It is further back a bit, yeah.
Yeah, further back.
Yeah. Okay. But it looks nice.
Yeah, but if it's more difficult to see the navigation, it doesn't make me...
No, that's a good point. And the other thing is that with the lead...
It's also because I'm pushed forward with the seat, because I have... because I'm short.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But also the Niro.
The only other thing is that the lead here is a little bit bent, so there's not really enough room there, because these leads are fragile at the best of times. These iPhone leads. So in the Niro, I think it can go in vertically like that quite easily. Anyway, just a small thing, but the display is beautiful.
The Fiat 500 is nice with those colours.
Yeah, you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so beautiful, the 500, and you can get it in all colors that you want.
Yeah. Don't know about the electric one that's coming out.
The electric one!
Yeah, there's an electric one.
The electric.
I was thinking of that as a second car,
That's
or a third car.
500, one of the most beautiful cars ever made. There it is. I don't like the one with the retractable roof.
The convertible, no, yeah. So now we're taking it back. Are you sad, Danny?
Yeah, I like this car. It's so high. I'm so high. I like it.
Yeah.
So in this review I've probably said 4 different opinions by now.
So between this and if we were buying a new car, and it was between this and the Niro, which to be honest are the 2 best cars for this kind of range. Mm-hmm. Okay. At £34,000.
I'm still torn, because it's not like the Niro is my favorite car in the world. We got it because it had a big range, and it was the best range at the time for that price. But it's not like, oh, Niro, oh, beautiful, no. So this is the same, a compromise, would be a compromise for the amount of money and the range. So either neither are perfect. Yeah, the Niro is fat, but it's not like I like the shape very much. It's not fun enough for me. It's more of a men's car. And this is more of a woman's car, probably. It's a bit more fun. But still, it's not that good looking, you know? It's not like a cute one, like we were saying, you know, the Fiat 500 or...
The Honda E.
Yeah, the ones that are round and nice, or the ones that are massive and big, like the Model X. So you either have the two. I like those two kinds of cars: the cute and round one, or the big, tall, chunky one.
Yeah.
So these and the Niro are kind of a compromise. But they're nice, they're good cars. It's just for my taste.
Yeah.
For the shape of car that I like. But it's nice.
Okay.
It's not bad.
So what do I think about the Soul EV? You've got an odd situation where the car is supposed to be an SUV. They call it an SUV. They call it a crossover, okay, which is like a kind of an SUV. But it's such a weird design choice, you know. I mean, to have this kind of tall car with kind of SUV proportions, but then kind of half the size of the boot you would expect for a car like this. It's I just don't know. It almost makes it like a city car, albeit one with an amazing range. So the boot, I mean, it's a usable boot. I don't want to be too down on it, but it's for very similar proportions. The e-Niro offers an awful lot more space, really. So yes, so you've got 136 litres less space in the boot for the Soul compared to the e-Niro. In fact, the boot here is even less than it is in the Zoe. Okay, so you could argue that that doesn't matter too much. I mean, it's still a good sized boot, but you're not going to fit an enormous amount of stuff in it. Perhaps when the seats are down, you can still, you know, it's still a hatch, so you can still put in odd bits of furniture and things like that. But if you're doing a road trip or something like we did, then you might find that that's just not enough space. The good news is that you can put a roof rack on the top, though. So if you did need extra space, you could argue, well, you know, you just stick that on the top. So if you've got the money to spend on a car like this, then you're going to get a great value EV. It drives fantastically, it's comfortable, it's funky, it makes quite a statement, I think. You can only get the Soul now in EV form. You can't get an internal combustion engine. So that's great. It kind of makes a statement. It's a sort of a statement car. Kind of like the Honda E, I suppose, makes a statement. If you like a funky design, then this is a funky design with a fantastic range, pretty good fast charging, and you know, it's got space for the whole family, just arguably not enough boot space for us. So whether you would choose this or the e-Niro just comes down to how you like the design, really. Okay, well, let me know what you think in the comments. If you've got a Soul, do you enjoy it? If you've got a Soul on order, I'd be interested to know why you picked this over the e-Niro, and I don't blame you at all, because it looks much better, I think. Press the button to subscribe, press the bell icon to be notified of my next videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you very soon. Bye for now.